Testing 1, 2, 3. Friday.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, where you guys?
Okay. Let me go ahead and set this up.
LWB and Supervisor of Elections Office here. They have, information for you guys to be able to check your voter status. Because
There's been a lot of
lots of
change.
people's status has been kicked out. So it would be best to check to make sure.
I heard that.
Check. Still active or absentee back, so, if y'all want to take this time before we start to, utilize the resources that you have.
So if you have not requested, if you've not requested a vote by mail ballot for this election cycle, you need to make a request. If the last time that you voted was in the presidential.
Go to your Facebook and go to Health Relays. You should see my thing there
This year.
for YouTube. Cause I'm on live YouTube now.
Cycle. In 2020.
And I copied the link to Facebook, so
Okay.
as well.
You go by mail?
Okay. Oh, close.
No, I don't know. Oh, you have to. No, everybody will be. Next year.
So we got legal women voters here. She's here. Oh, you next, coming from? Over, oh, okay. Go to my, oh, there it is. So people can click on that link to watch it too. So.
I've been every place for like, I've been registered kids over there.
So can you hear me okay? Okay, good. So we're gonna be about 3 minutes, 3 or 4 minutes, and we'll start.
One down about, like one lake house.
When?
This one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's on
Oh, wow.
Facebook, but that one, go double page, that one go bring her,
Uh-huh.
go up there. She got the video.
Okay.
The,
Hello.
the trailer.
Y'all can come in at that table and then help yourself to some snacks. And then we'll be starting shortly. Oh, I know. I got 10.
Hey, there you go.
All right.
I got it, I got it with me. I'm trying to make this a start. Probably did it. Please give me a.
So we got questions. something to the door? Okay, good. Okay, good.
Then we're gonna.
Hey, Mr. Scott.
I ain't asking no question, y'all. Really, the question you tell me, I have.
Let us do a quick.
That tell me your question, I don't speak, I don't speak, I don't talk. Good evening, everybody.
Hey, Tina, good evening.
I got a head out.
And I also have, Steve, if you have questions, then somebody to
Huh?
write down.
I'm good. How you doing?
And I'll have the microphone.
Barbara got me working first day back from vacation. I'm streaming. Nah. No, ain't no problem. No, ma'am. Yeah. Yeah.
They're big in the road, they look just like.
Yeah, it sounds good, Barbara.
Email.
I'm glad I like this girl. Hey, Mr. Buster, how you doing?
Yeah.
She can't hear. That's real. Oh, okay. I have to be careful not to go to Yeah.
And it didn't.
Two. Huh?
You're not gonna need the, you're not gonna need it.
Mm-mm.
Don't very many, y'all be running your own. Oh, you agree? God, you agree, guys. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. So, hey, how you doing?
And I'm not charging for that. No, she ain't charging.
USB-C?
No, she need, I don't charge.
Oh. Don't touch what you got. Oh, yeah, I got one.
So what can I screenshot? Or
Screenshot what?
this link,
What is the link? Yeah, you can screenshot it, yeah.
and I could,
And they'll be able to click on it, yeah.
okay. Zero three.
We on you. On the hill, we late. I wanted anybody walking in. All right. Dr. Tinker, can you check to see if anybody else coming up? That's before we get started. Yep. I'm just checking. Okay, thank you. Marsha's out of town. She's out of town. Janet Eleanor. Janet Eleanor, on the people when the voters, Janet.
As long as they get me on big, I can't. Call mom.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
They say the wheels, they say, when they got the truck, go
Upside
down.
down. Oh,
And they say the wheels were smart, the wheels was go up and
oh, wow.
Right, right,
That's sad. That person lost a husband and two kids.
They she would put down my house, all day, they gonna have to feel the next turn.
It's gonna be rough.
That's gonna be like.
I know.
Like there's.
Ready to rock and roll, Barbara? They're wrong.
Thank you. I'm glad you did. I want
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, but we don't get to
All right.
It's not on. No.
Good evening, everyone.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
How's everybody doing?
Good.
We want to welcome you to our community town hall meeting. We want to just thank you all for coming this evening. We're gonna have our opening remarks by our sponsor, Commissioner Barbara King of the City of South Bay.
Got it. Okay, we can hear you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you guys for joining us for this community town hall for Pahokee, Canal Point, Beverly South Bay Place area. Because what we're gonna discuss today is gonna benefit everybody. There's no one, no two, this is for everybody. I am Barbara King, and I sincerely appreciate each of you for taking your time out to come out tonight. I also want to thank the moderator, Ms. Bussey, our person panelists, our virtual panelists, volunteers and helpers that helped, brought this great event together. Thank you, guys. Before we begin, I want to share something from my heart. Over the past couple of weeks, organizing these events, these community forums hasn't been always easy. There have been challenges and obstacles along the way. But God, through it all, I remain focused on one thing. Could y'all tell me what the one thing is? Finding the people. I did organize this town hall to bring attention to myself because it's never about barbecue. I organize it because I believe our community deserves access to accurate information, an opportunity to ask questions, and a chance to hear directly from trusted organizations and public agencies that have these resources for us. For those who may not know me personally, I simply ask that you get to know me through my actions. Judge me not by other people. Judge me by my commitment to serving others, by the work you see me doing in our communities, not just in South Bay, the Glades entirely. And by the opportunities that I try to create for residents to become informed and engaged. You don't have to rely on what someone else said about me. I invite you to decide for yourself who I am. Everything I do is driven by my desire to serve, whether I'm in South Bay, Belgrade, Pahokee, Canal Point, or anywhere in the Glades or anywhere where I go. My goal remains the same, to educate, empower, and bring people together. Tonight, it's not about me. It's about every personality in here, listening, viewing. It's about you guys, never about me. So, with that being said, thank y'all for trusting us who put this together. And I hope you leave encouraged, empowered, and equipped with information that will benefit you, your family, and our community. Now, it is my honor to invite our moderator, Ms. Tammy Buston, to begin this program tonight. Thank you.
Good evening again.
Good evening.
Well, since Commissioner King has gone and give a little history about herself, let me just tell you a little bit about me as we begin this program, but we want to keep things in decent order. Let's get our prayer out the way, because that's the way we have to start off our lives and our days, am I right? Amen. So we're gonna have our opening prayer by Dr. Kenneth Peterson, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner Scott. And from there, I'll be back up so we can get this town hall meeting on the road. Can I get it? Amen.
Let's bow here. Oh, gracious and eternal God, we come before you once again, God. Thank you, God, for yet again an opportunity, God. We thank you for these people that got together, God, talking not robbery, God, to have a town hall meeting. We have concerns in our little town, God, but you said in your word, God, that you will never leave us, nor forsake us. I believe everything you have said in your word, God, and I know you're going to be there for our rescue. So we pray tonight for each participant, everybody in the program, that we have a successful meeting tonight. A great town hall meeting. We ask right now, God, that your spirit be ushered in here. Not any God, I'm talking about the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Come into the house right now, God, and let your presence known. We ask all these things tonight in your son Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. Oh, there was.
with allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Does anyone want to get Tanisha Scott sing? My country kills me. So since you're gonna pass on that, I want to bring Vice Mayor McDonald up front to do our work for this evening. Vice Mayor.
Good evening to all of you.
Good evening.
I'm so excited about the presence in this place. I want to let some of you know, which I'm sure all of you do know already, that I am the vice mayor of the city of Pahokee. However, I am not here in that capacity this evening. I'm keeping it decent and in order. But I want to just let you all know that we're so glad that you were able to come out and join us. Because I always say it's not about me or anybody on the panel, it's about our citizens. We want you to be educated, engaged, and empowered by the information that you are being provided here on today. We even have an opportunity for you to check your status so that you don't run into that issue on election day. So please take advantage of the information that's being provided. Thank you again so much. Everybody that worked so hard to put it together. We got Ms. Icy back here, our IT person today. Definitely, I feel a little bit challenged in, so I do thank her for being here. And thank you all again and again and again. Thanks so much for coming out and making it what it's going to be.
Thank you so much, Commissioner King. Dr. Peterson, Commissioner, and Vice Mayor McDonald. And as we stated, again, and I want to make sure that we put this out here, that this is a community town hall meeting. It is not supported nor endorsed by any of the cities, Pahokee, South Bay, nor Belgrade. So I want to put that out there. We're here for the community. And I've watched these young ladies over the years, looking to do things, not just as elected officials, but throughout their entire lives, trying to do something for our community, our kids, our schools. So I've seen that. As you all know, I am the former agency manager. I enjoyed those 6 months that I was here, doing what I could, but that's not why I'm here. When Commissioner King called me yesterday and asked me, Ms. Bussey, do you mind being the moderator for our town hall meeting tomorrow evening? And for a minute, and we're gonna get into it because we have some very important panelists here in person and virtually. And I don't want to hold it up. I just want to again put things in decent in order. I'm not here as a city employee or any type of representation, as you all know. I'm here as an advocate for our city. I'm here because I was asked, and initially I'm thinking, no, I'm trying to step away from that. You know, but then I said, no, this isn't about politics. This is about us informing our residents, our cities, our leaders, our citizens of information that they need to know from various organizations that impact our lives. So I said, you know what, Ms. King, I'll do it. I'll do it because like I told you all, it doesn't matter what position I'm in and where I stand. God is first, family, and then business. And I'm here, I'm not going anywhere. When it comes to our town, our city, our county, I can't begin to list the things that I'm involved in. And being in this position, being blessed, I can do that without a boss. All right. So I just ask you all, let's enjoy this evening, let's get the information. And again, let's welcome our panelists. Give them a round of applause. And what I want to do is I'm going to start, is King to start with each panelist is what we're doing? Or do you want me to call out the ones who are here in person and virtually?
Yeah, because we got two.
Marsha Andrews
Okay.
just joined us.
Okay, who
So
we
we'll
have here,
start here.
Start with them.
okay, right. Who we have here this evening is, a representative is here on behalf of our supervisor of elections. She's here from the Palm Beach County, Elections Office. She's representing our, supervisor of elections, and her name is
Alexandra Policom.
So, repeat that again, for us. She's representing, she's here on behalf of the supervisor of elections. It is Alexandra.
Alexandra Policom, it's my.
Okay, and then we have a young lady here from our League of Women Voters. And her name is Miss Pam Maldonado. And then we also have our virtual panelists. We have Miss Janet
Eleanor.
Yeah, I was gonna guess that one right as well. She's here from our League of Women Voters. And then we have, Ms. Marcia Andrews with the Palm Beach County School Board.
Yeah.
And then also virtual are we having the president of the,
Yeah, he haven't joined.
He hasn't joined
Okay.
yet.
and we are expecting the president, Alfred Fields of the NAACP. So we have a meeting. And so what we're gonna have is, we're gonna have a panelist, sharing information with you all that we need to know, that you can share with others, because, you know, we need to know about the voting, the elections, what's happening in the community school board, different things. And then we're also gonna have another, group come up to share information about what they're proposing for the community. So we're gonna have additional guests doing that as well. So, and then we'll have questions, you know, at the end for you all to ask questions, okay? Sounds like a good time?
Yep.
Sounds like a good time?
Yep.
Okay, so now I'm gonna turn the microphone over to our first panelist, and that is going to be the one with the unique last name, our representative from the Supervisor of Elections Office.
The microphone right there, right in front.
Hi, everyone. It's so nice to meet you all. I'm Alexandra. I work at the Supervisor of Elections Office. I'm here tonight on behalf of Supervisor Sartori. She is so sorry that she wasn't able to attend tonight, but I'm very happy to be filling in for her tonight. Our role is to make sure that elections at the federal, state, and local level run smoothly in Palm Beach County. Right now, we have over 874,000 active registered voters in the county. And we have two very important elections coming up. We have the primary election on August 18th and the general election on November 3rd. Now, we have three different ways in which you can vote in Palm Beach County. We want everyone to have the opportunity to do so, and we want everyone to have some convenient way of being able to vote. The first way in which you can vote is on election day. On election day, the polls will be open from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. And you must vote at your assigned voting location. If you are not sure which voting location you've been assigned to, please call our office or go online at votepalmbeach.gov. And on the front page of our website, there's a blue button that says Voter Dashboard. That is where you can see where you've been assigned to vote. Again, if you ever have any questions, also please feel free to contact our office. The second method in which you can vote in Palm Beach County is early voting. The convenience of early voting is that you can go to any of the 28 early voting locations, not just the one that you've been assigned to. So that makes it very convenient. Another benefit of early voting is that you can make an appointment. So unlike the typical election day, you can make an appointment. You can choose which voting location you would like to go to, at which time, and you can select your appointment and go whenever it pleases you. Early voting for the primary election will be open August 8th through August 16th. And the third and final way you can vote is vote by mail. If you would like to have a ballot mailed to your home where you can fill out the ballot in the comfort of your own home, and then mail it back to our office using the prepaid envelope that we provide. You're more than welcome to fill out that request at the back, at our booth in the back. And once again, you can go to your voter dashboard on our website, votepalmbeach.gov. And this is where you can also request a vote by mail ballot. Now, like I mentioned, we have two very important elections coming up. We have the primary election on August 18th. Now, the deadline to register to vote for the primary election is July 20th. So I believe today is the 16th, which means that if you have not registered to vote so far, you have 4 more days to do that so that you're able to vote for the primary election. Once again, if you need to check the status of your voter registration and make sure that everything is up to date and to make sure that you are in fact registered to vote, again, you can go to your voter dashboard on our website and make sure of that. If you would like to vote by mail for this primary election, the deadline to request that ballot is August 6th. And once again, early voting for the primary election is open from August 8th until August 16th. Following that, we have the general election on November 3rd. And these are some other dates, so not to confuse you all, but this is for the general election in November. To register to vote, the deadline is October 5th in order to vote in the general election. If you would like to vote by mail for the general election, the deadline to request that ballot is October 22nd. And lastly, early voting for the general election is open October 19th through November 1st. I know I've mentioned the voter dashboard quite a few times. It's an exciting new feature of our newly renovated website. And if you go to our website, votepalmbeach.gov, on the very front page of our website, there's a blue button in the middle that says voter dashboard. And this is where you're able to check your registration status. This is where you're able to view your sample ballot and see which candidates will be on your ballot on election day. This is also where you can find your precinct. So if you're not sure where you've been assigned to vote on election day, this is where you're able to find that. And again, this is where you can request and track your vote by mail ballot. So whether you would like to request that ballot being sent to your home address, or whether you've already filled it out and mailed it back to our office. If you're wondering if we've received it yet, or if we have counted your vote yet, once again, you're able to track that ballot on our website in the voter dashboard. And we just want to make sure that everyone is election day ready. So please check your voter status. And please go to our website if you have any questions. Again, votepalmbeach.gov. And please also check us out on social media. It's the same thing, Vote Palm Beach, across all of our social pages. We're not allowed to be on TikTok. And thank you all. If you have any questions regarding the elections or voting, I am more than happy to answer those questions. Thank you.
Okay, we want to thank Alexandria for that information. You all give her another hand clap for that information. Okay, any questions for the end for the panel? Okay, so at the end, save your questions, write them down so you don't forget them, because they'll be here to answer your questions when the introductions and the presentations are all done, okay? And so again, I want to thank you myself because that was very, very informative information that a lot of us, including myself, didn't know. So thank you so much for that. And so our next panelist you will hear from will be Miss Pam Maldonado from the Women's League of Voters. So let's go ahead.
There we go. Okay, good evening, everybody. It's a pleasure to be out here, and I just want to say thank you to Commissioner King for this call. I'm sort of a last minute SOS, because the lady who was going to be here is actually camping in Orlando. But and I live in Arden, so I'm the closest person out here. So I'm usually the one that ends up coming out to the Glades. And I have a very special place in my heart for the Glades. Because I've done a lot of work out here, and I personally have been really, really mad, especially, the last election in 2024. How many of you guys have seen our Vote 411 Voters Guide that we print, the tabloid newspaper? It's like 32 pages. Yes, you have? Okay, good. And good, because I was just gonna say, I spent 3 days out here delivering them. I hope somebody saw them. But as I was driving around, I was so angry at what I saw, the infrastructure out here and the holes in the street and places, things like that, that would never fly in West Palm Beach.
Never.
And I was so angry. So, I have a special place in my heart for Rough Lake, and I'm delighted to be here today. Who's heard of the League of Women Voters? Hands up. All right. Okay. For those, all right. For those of you who haven't, we are 107 years old. It's called the League of Women Voters. But we're co-ed, you know, we got wise in around 1972, but it's a historic name because all of our leaders, you know, people that founded us were all suffragettes. And so therefore it's the League of Women Voters, okay? So we're 107 years old, and what do? We are dedicated to empowering the voters and defending democracy. We believe that anybody who is able, wants to, and is qualified to vote should vote.
Yes.
And that is the duty, that is the job that we do. We are nonpartisan. We do not support or oppose any candidates, but we do take positions on, you know, when we get 13 amendments on the ballot and things like that, we will take positions on some of them. But what we do is we come to a consensus and a vote within the board and everything, and we determine, are we supporting or are we against them? But we do a lot of education. And my friend up here behind me, Janet Elnoff. Janet Elnoff is the chair of our Speakers Bureau. So if you are a member of a church or another group or something like that, for example, do you remember, you know, when we had 13 amendments on the ballot and everything like that, and nobody knew what they meant, right? Okay.
Yep.
So I believe we did something like 120 presentations, I think, Janet.
Yes, we did. We also translated the amendments into Spanish and Haitian Creole, and we'll be doing the same this year also.
Oh, okay.
So, what we do is Janet has a speakers bureau. They will come to your organization and they will say, okay, this is amendment number 1, and what they're saying here means this. And this is what is happening if it's a yes, and this is what happens if you vote no. And then they'll tell you, these are the organizations that oppose, and these are the organizations that, support them. So you come out understanding, you know, what all the gobbledygook is that they come up with in Tallahassee, you know, they come up with that, the great wording on some of those things. So, all I was talking to you about our tablet that we put out. That's going to be coming out. It'll be putting in the paper as of September 27th. It'll be, if anybody still gets a Sunday paper. And the reason, we used to deliver like 50,000 to the papers, and I think it's down to 20. I don't know. Their circulation is shot. But, so anyway, what do? We get the other like 40,000 copies that we deliver personally, and that's why I'm out here in Belgrade, you know, dropping them off. So, for those of you who are computer literate, we have a website, and this is throughout the nation. So when you talk to your brothers and sisters and aunts and uncles in other states, you can tell them they can go to vote411.org in their state, and they will find all the information about the candidates and information about the election. So that will help them make a better decision. But, like I said, we don't support or oppose candidates. What we do is, like all the candidates for mayor get the same question, okay? And then we don't change anything. We don't use, if there's misspelling or bad punctuation or whatever, we print it just like they send it. So, for example, you'll have information on the candidate, all the candidates for mayor, like side by side, and you'll be able to compare them and make a better decision. So keep a look out for that. Right now, it's active, vote411.org, and it's active for the primary. A couple days after the primary is over, it will be reset for the election in November for the final candidates, okay? So that will be available. You just put your address in, and right now, since it's a primary, you put your party in, and then it will, show you what your ballot is looking like and give you information, so. We're happy to do that. Let's see. The other thing that I want to say, what we do a lot is we do a lot of helping people to register to vote. Okay. So if you have, once again, a church, community organization or something like that, if you would like to have, make sure that they check their status and or help them, request a vote by mail or anything like that, we will be really, really happy to come out and do that. And you can always check with Commissioner King, who will have our contact information. And can I hand this off to Janet now
Yes.
to continue?
Yes.
I think Janet, I'm gonna punt it to you.
Okay, thanks, Pam. Thanks, everyone, and thank you again, Commissioner Kane, for orchestrating another successful town hall. I want to elaborate on something that Pam mentioned. The League of Women Voters is nonpartisan. Well, what does that really mean? I thought an example might help because it's ever more important that you know that the League is a trusted source of information for you to help you make decisions. Earlier in 2026, there was an election that included an amendment to have a large $175 million bond to redevelop an area. And there were 3 candidates for mayor for the same city. 2 candidates seemed to be in favor of the redevelopment, and 1 was adamantly opposed to it. The citizens of that city voted 75% against the redevelopment and elected the mayor that opposed redevelopment by 5 votes. 5. So when I described that, could you tell if I was in favor of one mayor or another? I hope not, because that's nonpartisanship. The League does not endorse any candidate or party. We give you the facts about the amendment and we let you make the decision. The second observation is the mayor won by 5 votes. Was that election meaningful to the other residents of that city? Did that have impact? Absolutely. And that's why voting is so local and local government is so important. Many of us think about voting for the President of the United States and the U.S. House of Representatives and the U.S. Senate. But voting is really much more local than many of us realize. So, for example, tonight we have Vice Chair Marcia Andrews on with us. She is part of the school board. There are other school board elections, especially in the Glades community this year. The school boards do more than oversee who's teaching our children. It sets the budget, it works for quality control, and the educational materials, maintaining buildings, and very importantly, school safety. Those votes matter to you, your families, your neighbors, your children. Another area that is often overlooked, would be the judicial elections. So we know that judges are responsible for hearing cases. If a judge is up for an election, how many of you want a voice in making sure you pick the right judge for the Glades community? Local government is very important. I've already mentioned the mayors of the cities. And I want to remind everyone that your voice is your power and your vote is your power. So the Glades community is very important to Palm Beach County, and this is your community and your future. I encourage everyone to be informed as much as possible about what is on their ballot. Now, Commissioner King and I and Marsha Andrews were on the other live stream and presentation town hall with oh my God, it just slipped, South Bay last week. And we had a great turnout. And all of us were thrilled that when people received their ballot, they asked Commissioner King for more guidance. You're hungry for information, and the League is here to help you. So Commissioner King and the League of Women Voters has scheduled a day for all of us to get together via live stream and Zoom so you can see how to navigate vote411.org. As Pam mentioned, it is nationwide. More importantly, it can be customized to items that are on your ballot. And Commissioner King and I want to go through that with you so that you have more resources at your fingertips to help you decide for whom to vote. On September 28th, which is after the primaries, on September 28th, Leadership Palm Beach County, the Palm Beach State College, and the League of Women Voters will be hosting Election Expo. And you will be able to meet and greet and ask questions to a variety of candidates that you'll be voting on. And we encourage everyone to come to that. I'll be here afterwards for any questions that you may have. Thank you.
Emphasize what Janet said. You all remember, I believe you were in CD 20, right? Condition with Elsie Hastings. Yes, right? Okay. Congressman Hastings died. Okay, they had a special election to replace him. And a congressional district, as this young lady over here knows, congressional district these days is like 700,000 people, right? They had a special election. You know how those, the candidate won by? Five votes, okay, in a district of 700,000 people. Don't ever let anybody tell you your vote doesn't count, okay? You never know. And I believe last time there were three elections that two were tied and one was won by one vote or something like that. I can't remember this last election. You would know, Alexandra.
Yeah, so from time to time, we do have elections that are completely even tie. And in some cases, we have elections where a candidate will win by even just one vote. So you're exactly right. Every single vote matters. Your vote matters.
Oh.
One other thing I wanted to say about what she was saying, the Election Expo on September 28th. This is an amazing opportunity. And the candidates love it because they don't have to be outside in the hot sun, standing on the street corner meeting people. They're in air conditioning, okay? And so last time that we had, it was the first time we'd ever done it, and we had about 40 candidates in the gym at Palm Beach State College. This is including, Gail Harrell, the state, our state senator from Stewart, she drove down even. So you can go up and talk to candidates one-on-one and say, listen, I have this issue, what would you do? Sort of thing, so don't waste that opportunity to meet all these candidates and get your questions answered. Okay, please.
Real quick, before we move to Ms. Andrews from the Palm Beach County School Board, I just want to just again say about this information that we're receiving. We have the League of Women Voters, we have the Supervisor Elections Office being represented here tonight. This information that we're getting is information that we need.
Yes.
And so we don't want these town hall meetings to be boring. We want them to be informative, where we get information, we get knowledge, but we want you also to bring the knowledge. So please be prepared to ask your question that you're going to have, to give your comments, because we want to continue this. These ladies have put a lot into organizing this, and it's about the community. Again, not here endorsed or in support of the cities. We're here to serve the community and give you that opportunity to come out and get the information you need, and then be able to tell what you need or what you want. Even with a young lady from on the other side of Canal driving in, and she noticed what we've been talking about.
Yeah.
So just know that we're visible in our county, in our tri-city area, and outside, and we're gonna keep doing what we can do to bring information to our town so we can get some things done, okay? So I just want to say again, thank you all so much for this information. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I want to move to the well-known legend, Ms. Marcia Andrews, to share with us her information. Welcome, 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 Ms. Andrews.
And thank you so much, and good evening to everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I'm sitting here in Tulsa, Oklahoma tonight because I represent Palm Beach County School District on the Council of Great City Schools, 81 of the largest school districts across the country, and I serve as the immediate past president of the organization. So sitting right there in Pahokee, South Bay, Belgrade, my favorite cities, I just had to be on this. And this is so important, the town hall, because I'm in another state away, many states away, and I can hear and I'm learning. I want to thank Commissioner Barbara King. I want to thank Vice Mayor Isabella McDonald for bringing this to Pahokee, because your ballot, your information, nonpartisan, educating me as well as everybody in the audience today, Pahokee City, Canal Point, all of us, Belgrade, South Bay, our ballots are important to us. We need to know what to do before Election Day. I know the absentee ballots have already come out, and so you just need to handle your ballots like you're handling your pocketbook and your money, because it's your voice. It means everything. And having these informational town hall meetings help you to understand what's going on at the local, state, and national level so you can make the best decisions. And so I was so thrilled to be at South Bay with Commissioner Barbara King. I'm so thrilled to be here in Canal Point for Pahokee and Canal Point and anybody else far and wide to tell you the League of Women Voters, you're everything to Palm Beach County because you're nonpartisan, you're educating the people, and you're helping all of us understand what's going on in this election so that we can make the best choices. And when I think about the supervisor of elections, Supervisor Wendy Satori Link was my student way back in the day when I was an assistant principal at Jefferson Davis Middle School. When I saw her last week and when I see her all the time, I'm so thrilled and I'm so thankful for the supervisor of elections because we do have a wonderful A-rated supervisor of election and a department there that makes sure that they want to give you firsthand information about the ballots, about the voting process, so you don't have to ask anybody else. You can call the supervisor of elections. You can come over to the supervisor of elections. And we have a site right there in the Glades region where you don't have to drive 40 miles to the coast. You can go to the supervisor of elections office right there in the heart of Belgrade between Pahokee, South Bay, Canal Point, if you have a question. So this is so important that we listen today. I'm just listening, sitting here. I've had my meetings today. I flew in here. I told them I couldn't go out to eat tonight because I had to be here to support Vice Mayor Isabella McDonald and Commissioner Barbara King and all of my family in Canal Point, Pahokee, South Bay to the east. We have an emergency alert. Just hold 1 minute.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm back. Can you hear me? Yes, I know I have to stop, but it's exciting. I need every one of you in here to touch somebody else. Send them an email, tell them they can get online right now and hear it. I'm listening all the way in Tulsa, Oklahoma. They can get online and hear. What was so important last week, and it's always important, is your questions tonight. I can't wait for the microphone to be placed out there for you all to ask all of these expert leaders, what do you need to know so that you can make great choices? I love the expo that's coming where you're going to have all these candidates. I love the 411 where you can see all of the candidates' responses. People may not always know that. I just know listening and being in the town hall over the last couple of weeks, I've got some new things I can look at and check on before I cast my ballot. I don't want anybody to just tell me who to vote for. I want to be knowledgeable from partisan areas so that you're not telling me to vote for this person or that person. I'm going to do my own legwork, reading those resumes, looking at the information of what they have said they're going to do for me, they're going to do for Canal Point, Pahokee, South Bay, Belgrade, and the entire Palm Beach County. I want to read all of that and know that you all are going to be there to help me if I have a question. I could pick up the phone, text, an email to do whatever is necessary. So thank you, Supervisor of Elections, the League of Women Voters, all of the residents, and especially Commissioner Barbara King and Vice Mayor McDonald, because I said last week, it needs to be all over the glaze for every week. We all need to be talking about what do we need to know so that we can make the best choices for the people who have the power to represent us. And we don't want people representing us if they're not going to be really supportive of us to make sure that we have the necessary things to be successful in our community and in our lives. So I know I have to get off now, but I'm not going to talk. I'm still listening. And if you have a question for me, I can just zoom right back in and answer. But thank you all for being here tonight. We love Pahokee. I have the key to the city of Pahokee. I love Canal Point. It's all District 6. You all elected me 16 years ago, and I promised you that I would always be here to help you make quality decisions, to get the information to you. And that's what this night is all about, getting information, nonpartisan, so you can make great choices. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ms. Andrews. We thank you for all that information. Always informative as always. And I'm telling you, this is what this is about. And I get excited because we're getting all this information and you're getting it where it's nonpartisan. So we don't have to worry about which side anyone's on. It's about the truth. It's about being, being forthcoming with information and not be afraid to get it out. And what I was just thinking, and I'm glad that her alert was over because, when it was quiet, we are so happy that you all are here. you're all welcome here. And I was about ready to do my mom's song to say welcome. Have to let the whole world know. Just wanted to break the ice with big, because we're gonna keep doing these. I'm gonna be right here. I don't know in what capacity, but I'm not leaving the Glades area. I'm not leaving Pahokee. I have children here. I have kids. I have businesses here. I'm not going. We are going to keep doing. We can, everyone's help to make our towns better, to have the growth, to come together. We're gonna stop. We want to come together as one. Yes. And grow and have these meetings where everybody's on the same page, hopefully, are going the same route. So this is what it's all about. I just can't thank you all enough. Just can't thank you all. And thank you all for not, thinking that Robert come out here tonight to support the efforts. And like Commissioner King said, it's not easy. Organizing these things and getting people available to come and speak and share information is not easy. And it's just good to see the room nearly full. So that's a great thing. Commissioner King, before we go to our special guest that, you allowed to be here, do you have any other organizations or anyone that, may not be cannabis, whatever, good?
Yeah.
Okay.
At the end.
Okay, at the end. Okay, and so what we have now is as we move on with, before we get to the question and answers and the comments, as we move through the town hall meetings, where it's about the community, it's about the town, it's about what can we do together. Because we hear often where people are like, we need to bring more businesses to our town. What I say, open one. Start your own business. Don't wait on anyone else. The things that we need, we can start here. We just have the support and get the information on how to start it. And I'm sure those are some of the things that we'll be bringing in, housing assistance, information, on those types of things. So that's what we're going to do. So what Commissioner King and Vice Mayor McDonald has allowed to happen is we're looking at bringing things into our community, things that will benefit our youth, our adults, and jobs and different things. And so we have special presentation for the community, and it's done by two people who have been fighting for several years to get this program started. They want to just put it out there and have the support. And so Ms. King, I don't know if she has a picture that we wanted to just have her discuss. I don't know if that's possible. I don't know if you have it, but
If you send it in the email, I can post it.
you can, okay, can I email it to you?
Yeah.
Okay, you wanted to start, I have, so we have Mr. Greg Moreland and Miss Angela, and I always mess up your last name, Karate. They're here, and I'll let them tell you the efforts they have, the name and what they are looking to do. And in the meantime, we were hoping to be able to do a presentation, but again, it was, trying to get everything together. But we'll plan for next time. So what I'll do is I'll email
Email it to me.
the page that you're talking about.
I can pull up the website, yeah.
Let's do that.
Okay. All right. Excuse me, give me a second, guys. I'm being the IT person today.
This is everything.
All right. What's the website?
www.
Mm-hmm.
DCMO centers.
Okay.
Again, as they're preparing that, this is something that we're talking about, we do more jobs in the community. How can we do more things for our youth?
Center.
How can we do more things for our adults? And so this is something that's being looked at.
.com.org.
To the city. And so we just want to share this with you all tonight as another part of positivity coming to the community. So I'll sit down and let Miss Angela have it come here, and Mr. Morley. Give me as they come up with.
Y'all probably don't need to hand me a microphone. By nature, I work with children.
Gotcha.
And a whole bunch of them, 42 programs at the moment. This idea actually came to Coach and I know most of you know him as Q.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, the rest of us call him Coach, and we've worked together for since the dawn of man. And together, we have struggled with kids from the communities that end up in residential. And you already know what that looks like. So what we started talking about the last time, was over a year ago now, it's been well over a year. What do we do before the system? That's where we, I don't want to say fail them. But in essence, that's kind of what's happening. The limited resources, the limited ability, the education, because they're dropping out, they're not filling, they're not going. That's where he had the bright idea. So now you come up.
Football for 32 years, out there in the days. Been working in juvenile field 32 years. So I said, we have to come up with a plan to try to keep our kids from coming through DJJ and through us. Can't do this item. Can't do plan called DCMO. Don't count me out. Think about how many kids that been kicked to the curb and be told that they're not going to amount to anything. So we can't that way. We're trying to reach them before they come through the juvenile system and coming to us. I've been working in juvenile field, level 8 and level 10. These are kids been working in the program for the level program is 6 to 9 months. Level 8, 9 to 12, and level 10 is like 1 foot in and 1 foot out.
Yeah.
So we're trying to reach them at an early age before it get to the point, before they come in. So we came up with this plan here, man, let's divide it and
It was good. What started as athletics, we sat there kind of looked at each other and dumbfounded, like, why are we stopping with athletics? If we're gonna do it, let's do it. So we'll go ahead and play this short video. It gives you an insight as to what we're doing and our mission.
Every community has them. Young people with potential, young people with talent. But often they are met with the wrong moment at the wrong time. It matters most. And in those moments between 3 p.m. and 7 p.m., decisions are made to change the course of a life. Not because youth lack ability, but because they lack access. This is where DCMO begins. DCMO Don't Count Me Out is not just a program. It is a commitment to end early before it becomes words. Provide structure where chaos once existed. A commitment to create opportunity where it has been missing. At the DCMO Day Treatment and Prevention Center, every hour is intentional. From the moment a young person walks through the door, they enter a system designed to support, challenge, and develop them. Education that keeps them on track toward graduation. Mental health services that address the root of behavior. Career and technical training that prepares them for the workforce. Athletics and mentorship that build discipline, identity, and confidence. Life skills that prepare them for adulthood. This is not a place where youth are simply supervised. This is where they're seen, they're guided. This is where they are transformed. Because when you give a young person structure, you give them stability. When you give them opportunity, you give them direction. And when you give them belief, you give them a future. DCMO exists to interrupt the path before it leads to the system, to replace risk with readiness, to replace uncertainty with purpose, Because no matter where a young person starts, their story is not finished.
There's a few things that this doesn't, tell you, because we were in the midst of getting everything done. We do have our appropriation with the state. We're excited about that. Everybody's on board. We have our champion, thank you, and Ms. Bussey to my right. So what's gonna happen is we bring them in under intervention, prevention, alternative school, and now we're gonna add the adults. Because what we have found through all the research, and there's been months of research, is that maybe the parents, like mom, she's working 3 jobs just to keep a little bit of food on the table, roof over the head. And then the kids, they're home alone, not that their mom's not paying attention, she's got to work. Okay? So what we offer, not only for the kids, is with the adults. We're gonna go ahead and open up DCMO at night. We have our teachers that'll stay late, helping them get their GEDs, certifications, vocational, and we lead to job placement. With the kids, same thing, they come in, we get them on track. We even bring the kids in from reentry. Y'all know what reentry is? Okay, when they come back in from the system, instead of feeding them to the wolves. So we monitor them, and as soon as they graduate, we stay with them for at least a year. Okay, always a support. Here's where it gets even better. It's for the Tri-Cities only. You have to be a resident. Kids and adults. The second greatest part, I only have so much time, y'all get me going, we're gonna be here till 12 o'clock tonight. The second greatest part, 95% of the hiring pool is Tri-Cities only.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Our board members, we have 5 board members that, of course, oversee, and 4 of the 5 are from Pahokee.
Okay.
Our leadership staff, our directors, in-house, other than one, which is our vocational, and we need him. He's from Okeechobee, that ain't too far. The rest of us, Pahokee and South Bay.
Okay.
I'm South Bay. Okay. Oh, and no, Blake, we're not gonna get into that one again. But I was raised in Henderson's Trailer Park here in South Bay. I know, right? And of course, you know, as we got older, mom moved us to Okeechobee, but your heart's always gonna lay here. But this is all about the Tri-City, and I'm trying to find polite words, but I think what we came up with is the 3 cities that were left behind.
There you go.
It's not your fault. Everything that's happened, you're boxed in. Where's the growth? The money doesn't trickle to Palm Beach. I mean, it trickles to Palm Beach, it's just not filtering here. So we're gonna rebuild the community from the inside out.
Yes.
The kids, education, on board, graduating. They can leave with GEDs, depending on the age we bring them in, or a diploma. And along with that, they can also get back online, partnering with the community college and working on that AA. Now, not everybody wants to go to college.
Yeah.
That's, you know, I love that part. Here we go, it's pretty excited. She gets excited on this one. That's where the vocational comes in, okay? We teach them building, construction from the ground up. And most typical, I'm trying to see where it would be at. Go to blueprint. Okay. And your most traditional models, they put up a fake wall, they learn to wire and paint and roofing. But what we're doing different, which was the heart of our vocational guy, Mr. Gary, is they were actually do hands-on building tiny homes for the homeless. Every 9 weeks, one will be done. So we can, that's not a permanent housing situation. is to get the certain criteria, which the board will oversee. You know, as far as who's gonna have the housing, we're bringing them into the facility, getting them the education they need, getting them the resources that they need, get them back on their own feet, and then go ahead and move another family. Okay? What we do is we're gonna save the community from the inside out. I think that's how it's the blueprint.
Community, community.
Yeah.
Yep, everybody, the employees, the kids, everything is here. So let's just start building it from the inside out.
Okay, that's good.
I'm trying to find a tiny house, and all this started from athletics, you believe that? We just kept talking and thinking and talking, and there was the birth of DCMO. I'm trying to find,
The impact? Would it
Um,
feel the
yeah,
impact?
try the impact. No, I won't tell you, I want to go to the website, and I can't remember where it's at. This model right here,
I'll go back. Okay.
you see on the left-hand side, that's the spaghetti model. You know how hurricanes have the spaghetti models? So
Mhm.
we started thinking about it. Most kids are all over the board, adults are all over the board. We're trying to get it together. That's how they come into us. Look how they leave. Degrees, diplomas, job placement. Okay? I don't see them. Here it is.
Okay.
There's our first site, which Pahokee is our pilot program. And we, even though we have our expansion plan together, because we're already getting calls from Tampa, Orlando, and we just got one, what was it, Friday night? From Palatka, Putnam County. They're going online, they're seeing it, they're like, gotta get going. But this will always be our pilot. This is our first location. And Pahokee will always be the corporate office, no matter how big we get. What's that?
Where Pahokee is located?
It's on Barfield. Right, Barfield?
Yeah,
Okay.
You're right.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, scroll down a little bit, it'll show them the front. I want to see the floor plans for the tiny homes real quick too.
All right, let me try. Okay, so that's that. Let me. Hold on. I didn't see it.
So that's how the homes are made, still, the one that you just saw, that's how the homes.
That's, well, it hasn't come up yet.
Yeah, let me check.
I'm trying to, we have the layout, he's already done the floor plans. It is a nationally accredited pre-apprenticeship. So when they do come in, like, you know, men or even women, they want to come in at 5 o'clock, they can start taking this course, and everything is free for the families. They don't pay anything. Yes, ma'am.
I'm just trying to.
Those kind of houses, if you build it on, can they withstand, hurricane, you know, so we are seasonal here.
Oh, yeah, I hope so.
Well, it's a start. It's a start.
It's a start, it's a start. And everything is done within, of course, the state, county and city guidelines, so.
And we wanna leave room for the questions from the, guests. And so what we're gonna do is, what happened is when I was approached by Angela and Greg about this particular program, you know, and we all do, our children need help, our children need guidance, and they need to be taught early. And we do have parents, mom and dad out there working, and the kids are sometimes home. you
Mr.
know,
Fields will be able to
by
get you
themselves. So
to present
the
shortly.
program is to reach the children before they get into the system. And so when they approach me about it, I'm like, oh wow, this is awesome, let's get together. So still have to go through some paperwork, and we're just putting it out there so we can get the support, where people can see that yes, this is needed. And that way we don't have to have the hold up or the resistance of getting something that our community needs for our children. So, so that's where we are at. And, initial stages are on, have started, and we have some other stages to go through. But you all give, Reg and.
You got your other presenter.
We have, questions and everything at the end, for each one, we're gonna do questions at the end. And now we have.
Mr. Field.
President Alfred Fields is on from the NAACP.
Yes.
Is he there? Mr. Fields?
Mr. Fields, are you there? He's trying to unmute. Give him a second. Mr. Fields, can you hear us?
Yes, I can now. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. So we have you on, so you can go ahead and start with your presentation.
Okay.
So,
I
Ms.
had
Kim-
not. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Let me be. I'm in the car driving, so I wasn't prepared to start right now.
If you could talk a little bit, yeah, if you could talk a little bit about the property tax amendment and the impact that it could have on our communities.
Okay. Thank you. Good evening. I'm sorry I couldn't be there in person, and it's kind of difficult trying to mentally put myself in that position and driving and talk to you at the same time, but I'm going to do the best that I can. Just to say, to start out talking about the amendment that will be on the ballot in November, will be dealing with the homes properties that are homesteaded, and the exemption that you currently have will be being increased to 150,000 and then to 250,000 the following year. I think is the correct numbers, but basically that will only apply to homesteaded properties. Any other properties would not be granted any type of exemption from being taxed. So the problem that we see with that from the NAACP is that smaller communities where properties are not valued as high, that amount will wipe out the tax base. And also it will do critical damages to the larger cities and to the county government, where it will eliminate quite a bit of the tax base revenue that it comes into the government agencies, therefore shifting a lot of the funding that is needed to Tallahassee. And then we have to fight to get it back to our local communities in order to supplement the shortfall. And in that interim, a lot of government agencies will have to cut their budgets. They will have to cut things out of the budgets. And so it is our position that our communities and our neighborhoods as it stand will stand to lose quite a bit. So our recommendation on that is no. We will recommend no to increasing the homestead exemption for those properties. Here are the people that are going to be affected the most. Anyone that does not own property and that's renting, more than likely, your rental rates will go up because the taxes will go up on those rental properties. Most government agencies probably going to have to increase those, although they are capped to a certain percentage that they can increase. Business owners will see probably some increases. But at the end of the day, all of those increases are passed on to the end users. And so we as citizens will end up paying for these increases in the homestead exemption in some way or some form when it comes to trying to fill those gaps in revenues that the cities and county governments will lose. Our school board will probably be exempt from this for the most part, and a few other agencies, but the majority of the entities that fall under our city and county governments will be affected. So we will definitely see an impact to our nonprofit organizations that service the populations that need it the most. I'm sure that there's going to be a cut there to those agencies. And so a lot of the services that go directly to those who are in need the most will suffer. So I deem this as a situation where it is a instant gratification for those who are owners, but long-term pain for those that do not own, and those of us who fight for those that are in need in our communities. So we definitely would recommend to you that you vote no for that amendment, and that is our recommendation from the NAACP. I want to also follow up with that is a big reason we need you to get to the polls, but it's not the only reason. We need to make sure you're registered. We need to make sure that if you think you're registered, that your registration is in order. And I'm sure there's persons that have talked about it, but there's been a lot of changes to the voter laws in our state. And we want to make sure everyone is in order before the deadline, and making sure that your registration is in proper order, and that you get out and vote. There's a lot of major things that are going to be, or positions up for grab that are on the ballots coming up. And we need to be involved to make sure that our voices are heard. Unfortunately, I am from the Glades area, and I'm not saying unfortunately I'm from there, but unfortunately the voter turnout in the Glades area is very low, and we need to do a lot better in making sure that our voices are heard. And so we do need to get out and vote. I grew up out in the Glades area, in Belle Glade, South Bay. That is home for me still. I still consider it to be home. And I'm very concerned about our voter turnout in the Glades area. We do so much more than what we get credit for in the Glades area. We deserve more than sometimes what we get in return. We're one of the biggest economic powerhouses in the state when it comes to agriculture. There are more dollars created and generated in the Glades area than most of the industries in the agriculture industries combined throughout the state. But yet we're not recognized for the economic power that comes through the labor of those individuals in the Glades. We need to make sure our voices are heard and those things are spoken about on a regular basis. So I'm encouraging and pleading with you to make sure you do not come to this meeting and not take these words back to the rest of the community. You're here because you're leaders and you want to make sure you understand what's going on, but don't keep this information to yourself. Make sure you take it back into the communities. Make sure you let them know what's going on and get them out to vote. Whatever it takes. We should not be turning out to vote anything less than 40 or 50% of the registered voters. We should be up around 70 to 80%. But our numbers have been around 15 and 20% of registered voters. That is not going to work. And our vote does matter. If it did not matter, they would not do so many things to suppress the vote throughout the state. Our vote does matter, and we must exercise our vote. I'm open for any questions. I'll try my best to answer them if there's any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Fields.
You're welcome.
For this evening, and just to reiterate what Mr. Fields just said about, make your voice count. When you go to the polls, you're letting them know what you're thinking and what you want. If you don't be a part of making a decision, then you can't say anything. You have to sit back and just be quiet. That's the same thing you say about the local meetings. If you want to make a difference, if you want to be heard, if you want to unite and move forward, you have to involved. You have to show up. Don't talk about it on Facebook. You're not gonna come sit in the rooms where you can make a difference and have the ones who make a decision hear your voice. And so like he's saying, going to the polls, you're talking. Coming to the local meetings, you're talking. And so that's what we want to do, and that's what we're gonna continue to do, these things to encourage you. So, Ms. King will take it from here as far as taking questions and, that'll be it from you.
Thank y'all again, thank y'all for coming out. So our panelists are now open for questions, if y'all have any questions. I did receive some questions that was before the meeting. And I was reading the questions, and I'm sorry that our County Commissioner Mayor Baxter is not here or a representative to answer these questions, but I can forward them to her, and hopefully she can respond back to the community with these questions. So with that being said, now that we have you guys here, let's ask the question. We have the resources here. We have 3 on the monitor and we have 2 here. So let's let it rip. Raise your hand and bring the mic to me.
Y'all scared to say something, I ain't scared. Now, all y'all ain't scared, put your hands up. That's what I want to know. That's the kind of meeting we come to. Be the way nobody's scared to say what needs to be said. The one thing I say about that, if you don't say what needs to be said, won't nobody know what you had to say. Start with DCO. Y'all just excited. I don't know what. Y'all are excited because I haven't heard nothing about this. And it's already, well, it's already done come out. We got to cut the names right. We got to cut the names right. It's already out. And y'all get excited with me because of the fact of what y'all said about the re-entry, and then y'all just said, not only just the kids, but grown people too. And that's what I keep telling people about. I just turned 70, and my fight is for our kids. Our kids need a future, and if we don't leave them with a future and don't show them the way, then you don't know the way. And probably our kids, and we don't got showing them the way. Our ancestors showed us the way, and how they showed us the way, they beat the brakes off of some of us. Like we couldn't listen. Well, I'm like on the other side, I got the brakes beat off me sometimes. Like why my kids like they is, because they ain't beat the brakes off of them yet. But I'm so excited about y'all, and I can't wait for the experience what y'all gonna bring to this community. Like I said, dealing with the kids, what y'all just said and shooting, and coming right there behind the funeral home, right there in the neighborhood. And I was about to tell Ms. Bussey, it's a good thing happening because you know what? Jack Brewer Foundation is right there too. If y'all just run the partnership together, y'all partnership together, this town is gonna flip like nothing before. It's gonna start with the kids talking to the seniors, and the seniors talking to the kids. That's what we need to do. Talk to our kids more often than what we let them go out there and break into the jailhouse. Oh, that's all they're doing. But I know because I grew up in the jailhouse all my life. And then I got somebody that tried to tell me, I'm gonna show you how not to be a fool. He used other than a damn fool. So he said, I'm gonna show you how not to be a damn fool. That's why I straightened up. But I used to be a damn fool. So that's why I can see one that's on that road to being a damn fool. I can grab him and say, oh, we can be here. Is that what y'all doing? And I'm excited about it.
Everything is built in structure because when they thrive in structure.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. It's very regimented. There's consequences and rewards, and they learn as they grow.
Yeah. It's none of that. You just now. You go to the village and you can come out like this, or no, you don't come out with anything you want. I know I was in there. Right. But I wasn't on that side of the wall. I was on this side. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't want to be with them when I wanted to come back. I want to be over here and stop. I ain't been back for so long now, I don't know how I look at it.
Thank you, Mr. Love, for that comment.
Oh.
Hello, everyone.
Good evening.
I was kind of irritated. I'm like, no. I said, I'm gonna follow along, fight. I said, I can't give up now. But I thank God that I came out. It's an education thing. And I thank God for Miss McDonald. Praise God. Everybody on the top, you put a hand in it. Because Pahokee really need this. Pahokee really need this. And what I really want to know, what can we do as a whole to make Pahokee better? What can we do as a whole to make it better? As people. That's all I want to know. And the kids, like Robert always said, he fuss, but guess what? He always asks God to forgive him. This thing is about the kids. About the kids. The kids are our future. They are our future, and they need us. We got to show them the way. We got to show them the way. And it started off from here. And I thank y'all for doing it. You see? Keep going.
Can I comment on that?
Hey, Barbara, Mr. Fields want to respond to that.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mr. Fields.
I think I heard the question is what can we do now?
Yes.
And it's about our kids. And I'm going to tell you now, I do this because I'm concerned about our kids, about my kids, your kids, my grandkids who I haven't even gotten to know yet because they're not here yet. We're in a country right now where there are people that are dead serious about taking us back to days that most of us don't even know about. There are people in this country that are looking to remove the very rights that we had people die for, that people shedded their blood for, not more than 50, 60 years ago. But they don't want to take us back to there. They want to take us back to even 50 or 60 years before then, when people ran around with hoods on their heads and they were actually lynching people. What you see on television right now with people running around with hoods on their heads, don't think just because they are right now going after people with hoods on their heads to take people out of this country that they're going to stop there. Because there are people in this country that are looking to get rid of us. And how do we stop that? And what do we do now? Is make sure you go out and vote. Make sure you go out and begin the process of getting everybody involved in our system of government. This is happening because we have not been involved. And I'm saying it from every level, from the rural cities to the metropolitan areas to our mega cities. We have not been engaged in our government because the majority of the people in this country that look like me and you and those that don't look like me and you don't feel the way the minority does that are trying to do these things. So there's in no way I'm saying that it's the majority of the people in this country that feel this way. It's the majority of these people in this country that are sitting on the sideline and watching it happen and not fighting back and pushing back. If you really care about your grandkids and your children right now, you will take this and move it beyond just sitting in this meeting and go out and make sure that every one of your family members are registered to vote, that they're involved. And then when we vote, you hold those very same persons you vote for accountable for fighting for your rights and your position as a citizen and as a neighbor and as a citizen of the city and this county, of the state and of this country. We have to start holding our elected officials accountable. And if we're not involved in the process, we cannot hold them accountable. So I just want to piggyback on what you were saying. It is about our children, but it's also showing us our inactive nature of our people and our community have put us in this situation where our foreparents fought for us not to be in this situation. So it's time for us to stop waiting for someone to come save us, because nobody's going to save us but us. And so we
Thank
got to
you.
get out and get activated.
Thank you, Mr. Steele. Barbara, March Andrews got her hand raised.
Yes,
ahead, Ms. Andrews.
yeah, I'd like to add to that because I think it's important that we get the information and vote for the right people to be in charge of not just the educational pieces, the county commission, state legislature, as well as the congressional offices and all of these things at the national level. But I think when you start talking about children, I love the program that's coming to Pahokee. I think we all need to be discussing how we can save everybody's children. We've got a lot of children in Pahokee. I mean, our Pahokee Middle High School is almost at an A level, but we still have a lot of children that are suffering when we start talking about mental illness for those who have been in trouble and may not be able to find their way back to a comprehensive high school. This is why we opened back West Tech some years ago, and it has to kind of get to the point where we can kind of collaborate together with the entities that I hear you talking about tonight. But it's going to take all of us in this room, as well as our elected officials at the local level, state level, and so on, to come out and visit the schools. And the parents have to know what's going on in the schools, because sometimes just being in a comprehensive high school might not be the best place for your particular child based on some of the issues that they may be having. But until you know what's going on in your schools, like Canal Point Elementary School, Pahokee Elementary School was an A-rated school last year. It's a B-rated school this year. Lots of good things are going on. But we know the families and the children that may need some additional support and attention, as well as for the families that need the skill set to have careers, as well as the children that need to be trained for careers. Everybody's not going to college, but we all cannot do it by ourselves. We have to come together. And this conversation that you're having here tonight is a great one because it truly is all about our youth. And I'm committed to continually working with every agency that's going to come into Pahokee, Belglade, South Bay, Canal Point to help our children. And I'm willing to work with you and going to the school district, the public school district leaders within the Tri-Cities and educating the community. We need to have one of these for each one of our schools, you know, an information meeting so that you'll know what's going on and you know what's needed and what may not be needed. But we can always use support and additional funding because we don't get all the funding that we need to take care of our children in the Glades region. So we need to kind of do the same kind of town hall that we're doing for this voting election for education. And we need to invite and have the place packed because I think there would be a lot of questions to ask the principals as well as the leaders from the Palm Beach County School District, your elected official, me, as well as anybody else of what's going on, what we need. And I love the idea that we're coming up with some solutions from the community that's going to help Pahokee, the Tri-Cities, and other areas around the state. But we need to dig deep and we need parents to tell us what they see that we need to be doing, even from a different angle for their children. Because if we don't take care of the children, we're going to have a problem. So I would love to see this leadership right here. We're getting ready to start a new school year. Let's have a town hall about education since we're going to get a new program right here in Pahokee. And let's have the principals and the leaders come out and talk to you and tell you about the good things that's happening and those things that we need to do a better job at. Certainly for career education for those students who may not be going to college, but need to have the training early on. We know the children in elementary and middle school who need to be learning a skill set because they may or may not want to go to college, but they need to have a skill set whether they go to college or not. but we need to be talking to the parents and the leaders in the community. And this that we're doing for this election, we need to duplicate this and do one for education together with all the Tri-Cities together, or Pahokee, South Bay, and Belglade, for all of us to talk about the kinds of things we can step up on to make sure we don't leave anybody's children behind. And we don't need them locked up. We don't need them to be going to jail. We know when children have maybe some mental health issues, some issues where they may not be able to connect to comprehensive schools at the district level, the public school level. We need to have alternative programs that are progressive to help our children so that they can feel that they can be anything that they want to be just because they may have a mistake that they made or have a problem. We need to have that support and counseling for them to get them where they need to be. And I'm still committed to that kind of talking and discussion and action. And just like you're having action tonight about who you're going to vote for, and we know it's all about our children because they're our future. Let's take it to the next level, Vice Mayor Isabella McDonald and Commissioner Barbara King and the rest of the group. I commit myself to doing a town hall for education. Now that we're talking about some of these issues right here, some of you may have not have ever had an opportunity to get to the mic in a setting that's not in a school center, in an objective setting, just like where we're sitting tonight, where you can say anything that you want to say to anybody, as long as it's professional and it's going to be something that's not trying to embarrass anybody, but what is going to be the benefit for our children. We need to put that down and have a whole list and begin to kind of work at it. And I think you're kind of doing some great things already with this new program. But we got some great things going on now. We can do more. And we need to have the parents and the community out for all of us to have a say so as to what kinds of things we're doing better, what kind of things we need to do a little bit more of. And definitely vocational training, mental health counseling, jobs, all of that is so critical for children as well as adults for them to have a good life. Thank you.
Got one more question, over here. I know we got, two more questions and then we're gonna, try with three more questions and then we're gonna, close it out, make it quick.
Well, first, Ms. King, I want to thank you. And I tell you, you have put this thing together and have the community come out. But one thing I saw here in Pahokee when my wife was up there, you know, people was frustrated and they was aggravated about what's happening here in Pahokee. Right. Because you go look at the road, you go out to the park, nothing is out there. Nothing. And then people still go along with some of these same people who've been in office too long. In our community over here, I can't take my grandkids out there to do anything out in the park. To do what? There's not one swing out there. So how can you keep going along with these people? And so, Ms. McDonald, Scott, I see you guys are here. My question to you all is, are we gonna keep this going? Yeah. Are we gonna keep this going and get the citizens in this community like we're here tonight? Are we gonna have more of these? That's my question to you all, because it's one thing we're sitting here tonight and we have one of these. So are we gonna have follow-up meetings when we get panelists out here? And like Ms. Martin said, you can say what you want, because at the commission meeting, when you go down there, your mayor's with his gavel throwing everybody out. How can the people say anything when you go down there and you got 3 minutes? Here you can talk and express yourself and get a decent answer. Down there, you get thrown out before you can really get started. I know Robert tried to get thrown out. But how much do you want? I'll keep this going. That's my point.
All right. And that's the purpose of, one of the purpose of this meeting. Voting. Is voting. You know, that's a powerful thing. And a lot of us don't realize that, you know, and that's why I ask important people to come out and share this information about voting. Because we need our people, residents to get out of the vote. We have, for South Bay, we have a little over 1,500 people registered to vote in South Bay. In my election in 2024, we had a little over 300 people that exercised their right to vote out of 15. So with this August primary elections coming up, we got to get our people out to vote. And when I got with Ms. McDonald, when we did the first town hall last week, I said we got to have before the 20th, because is it Monday, July 20th?
Yeah.
Everybody needs to make sure that they're registered. And also, and I'm gonna let Alexia and anybody else, legal women, if you have some changes that you need to make after July 30th, and you want to vote August 18th, after July 20th, you won't be able to make that those changes. So that's why I ask these important people to come out. Get with them. Get your status check.
Yeah.
Get it checked. Because you may be registered as a Democrat somehow, mysteriously, you might have Republican or even no party. But you won't know until it's time for you to go to vote, and bam, you're not gonna be able to change it. You're not gonna be able to vote. So it's important to utilize these resources, what we have here, and also tell your neighbor, your co-worker, get on the phone tonight. I'm charging everybody in here to get on the phone tonight and call at least 10 people. 10 people and tell them, hey, you need to go to
www.votehomebeach.gov.
Okay.
There you go.
and check your status. And then tell them to tell 10 more people in their family, on their job, next door, down the street, to do the same thing. Because we need a turnout.
Yeah.
We need a turnout. That's the only way things are gonna change. People say, oh, I'm tired of this here. Vote will change. When you don't vote, you put the wrong person in seat. So we need to vote. We need to vote. You know, and that's why I'm not pushing these town hall education. Educating my people because I love my community. I love people. And we need change. So we gonna vote. We gonna do what when we go? All right.
So that was one of the reasons we were pushing to get this meeting in before the 20th. Because that's the absolute last day that you can update your voting status. Another thing I want to say too is that we have the Florida Rights Restoration Coalition that will take care of those individuals that have like maybe fines or something that they need to pay so that they can get their voting rights reinstated.
Yeah.
So if you want to know more about that, they have a website. You can put it into the website and go right to their website. And they have individuals that have donated money to take care of anyone that cannot vote because they got fines and what have you on their record. So again, I just want to thank all of you for coming out here. You guys just don't know what it does for me. Ms. King and I talked about having future meetings like this because they're needed and they're necessary for us to be strong as a people. We want to continue to educate, to engage and encourage you. And we don't know it all, that's why we call it professionals, so they can share that information with you.
Yes.
So wherever you worship at, wherever you congregate, make sure you spread in the word and letting people know that there is a way that they can get ahead in whatever situation that they're going through. So I thank you all for that. Yes, I just want to piggyback off Mr. Alfred. When he was letting you know how important it is to vote. And for the ones that's not homeowners, it's important that you vote too.
Yeah.
Because your vote will make a difference, because some of the nonprofit government agencies, they're gonna cut. You know, but I went to the county for 36 years, and I did a lot of light, a lot of water, a lot of rent. So they cut it off, or cut it down. It affected a lot of families. You know? And right now, you got 911, the police show up at the house and 5 minutes. Let this money get cut. When we have 4 or 5 officers involved, we might be down to 1 or 2. And they can't come to everybody's house at the same time, you know that too. I mean, we have our fire station, you know what I mean? But the money get cut, we got it come from Bellevue. So your vote, whether you're homeowner or not, your vote counts. That's right. So don't take it for granted that just because you don't own a home, that, oh, now it's not gonna affect me. Yes. Well, you know, follow you go more than you do a homeowner.
I have a question for Ms. Sam. September 28th, you said that it's going to be at what college at Palm Beach State on Congress. Down in the yeah.
Okay. The information to parents for the everything, they'll have it. But yeah, try not to miss it. It's gonna be great.
And I'll post it on the Healthier Glaze page.
Thank you.
All right, we got one last, question, and then we may have a couple of, 5-minute comments from 2 individuals.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Shaw, and I've been, told by Marsha, she called me up this morning. She's on the plane, and she says to me, you gotta get to that meeting. You gotta get this, and I can understand exactly what she's saying. I was at the first meeting, and I felt the spark there. I feel fire, and I feel passion. And I just want to encourage all of you, go ahead and vote. I need your vote. Marsha has already told me, she shared her passion, she shared her love for this area. And I want to do the same thing. I want to be able to take that baton and keep running and doing what she's done and the foundation that she's done. Thank you.
My name is Dr. Wanda Missouri.
All right, good afternoon, everyone.
Good
Or should I say good evening?
Good evening.
My name is Casey Early. I'm a criminal defense attorney in South Florida, and I'm running for Congress. So before I get into that, I just want to say this briefly. Your vote is your voice. The more people that vote, the louder you will be, and the change will manifest. And I'm telling you that because I'm a civil rights activist and a community servant. I've always have been, always will be. I was raised in the inner city by a single mother of 8 children. I was 8 years old when my father left. So when you talk about being raised in poverty, I understand the strongholds, I understand the collateral consequences, but I also understand the power of education. And I'm one of my entire generation to not only graduate from high school, college, law school, but also became the first business owners to talk about generational wealth. I never wanted to be a politician because it has a dirty connotation attached to it. But I always served. I'm a founder of Seeds of Manna. Every couple of months, I'm a daughter of an immigrant. I fly to Jamaica to make sure my donations that I'm receiving goes in the hands of the right people. I clear those donations. I'm campaigning and I fly to Jamaica. I decided to run for Congress, and I want to educate you on this. When this district was redrawn, it was redrawn in April.
Yep.
No one wanted to run because they said you're wasting your time. It's too big. It spans 4 counties. I didn't like that. I jumped in because I'm not going to sit by and let this district be ignored. And so, you know, the politicians and the legal analysts are telling you, hey, see, don't spend your time in Hendry. There's 4 counties. You have Broward, Palm Beach, Hendry, and Collier. Don't spend your time in Hendry. Those are low numbers. I've been in Hendry most of the time. Because when you have a heart for the community, you don't walk the same path. You make that path. And I love what you all do because I started off at the Public Defender's Office in the Juvenile Division. And there's 40,000 collateral consequences attached with the juvenile arrest. What do I mean? I promise. A couple more minutes. He's educated now. No matter what selection, you take my cell number because I have a program where I teach minors about their legal rights. Traps. Because what good is a regular education if you are going to be incarcerated, right? So I'm running for Congress in District 22. Sole grassroots, I'm relying on the people to tell someone, like she said, 10, my cell number is on here. Please contact me. I go to the juvenile detention centers and I teach them about their legal rights. I go to the detention centers and the jails and I teach them. I give free legal seminars, never charge for my time. Because to whom much is given, much is given. I'm gonna leave you all with this. This is the second meeting, and I want to thank you, Commissioner King, because I've spoken with her several times, and she beyond has a heart for the community, but I hear your cries. And I refuse, when I get into Congress, to ignore the cries of the people. But if you want the same old thing, go the same old way. I challenge each and every one of you, if you're part of a church, take some hands. Tell someone to tell someone. I'm running for Congress in District 22. I challenge you to Google my first and last name and fact check. I have tried over 100 trials to verdict and over 300 dismissals. I preserve the rule of law and I fight for the constitutional rights of my clients. And I'm going to continue that fight in Washington, D.C. And I will continue to serve the residents. So please, my name is Kesia Early. And I'm asking everyone to vote early for early. Thank you. God bless you all.
District 22?
Yeah.
That's the new district that we're in now.
Yeah.
They're from,
Fort Myers.
a small portion of Broward, West Palm Beach, all the way to,
Fort Myers.
Fort Myers.
So we're not in District 6 anymore.
No, that's the county district, but the congressional district, we're in 22.
Yeah.
So, what we're gonna do, we're gonna have,
Dr. Tinker.
comment from, Mr. And then we're gonna close out. We're gonna have each one of our panelists leave us with a closing, statement.
Okay.
We're gonna settle down for a second. So I can get everybody's attention. So, Mr. Levax, if you're in District 6, you're still in District 6.
I see you, Mark. I'll get you.
It was just the federal lines of district, which created her new district, so you know.
Thank
Listen,
you.
a lot of you guys have seen me multiple times in multiple places. I taught in Pahokee, 2006, 7, 8, and 9 in Pahokee, middle senior high. Taught at Glade Central High in 2010, and I still teach here at Palm Beach State in the Glades. I'm the only one that teaches the American government course. And just like the attorney said, you know, telling people about the constitutional right, I do it on a daily basis. And I like the people that look like me because I understand the system and I understand what it is when you make that fatal mistake. Because America is an awesome place, but it's a very unforgiving place when you get caught up with charges. Your whole life just falls before you. And that's what I preach to my students every single day in class, Monday and Wednesday, how the Constitution is to their benefit. I'm running for Palm Beach County Commissioner District 6, which I'm running against Sarah Baxter. I'm currently right now leading in the Democratic primary as the only Democratic candidate that qualified via petition. Like that little thing I gave you with the 1391. Some of you in here signed my petition. I got them all over the county. I qualified. I didn't have to pay the $8,000 to play. I believe the Constitution said in the First Amendment, freedom of petition. I took advantage of that. It saved me $8,000. I had to go in the sun and get burnt up. Got doors slammed in my face. Some people even gave me the finger. But I was determined to get those 2,000 signatures. And I got it in 4 weeks. With the help of God, I got it in 4 weeks. So that gave me a mandate to say, hey, I'm going to go and I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to run by the people. And a lot of you guys have seen me everywhere. I didn't take any money from the lobbyist groups or the interest groups or construction companies. So what that allows me to do, I can talk about the topic. I can say anything because I'm not backed by anyone to muzzle me. I'm not even taking money from Big Sugar because I don't like sugar. So I'm here for the people and only for the people. So if you guys want me to go to the commission and do something for you, that's what I'm doing. My family came out here 75 years ago and they cut Keene right here in Belgrade, Pahokee. I'm originally from the Bahamas. A lot of Bahamians would have came here and cut Keene in these tri-city areas, including Cluster. So I definitely have a connection to this area and I'm here all the time. So if you want something new and you want something better, like I'm telling you, you got to get out and vote. It's not gonna fall from the sky. You know, don't turn the other cheek. Do the right thing, get out and vote, spread the message because this is your time now to shine. This is a time now for District 6 ladies to get someone that's willing to lift the heavy load and fight the fight at the Palm Beach Commission with your help. And in closing, what I plan to do is I think the current commission only have, I think she has one office out here? Or none?
Yeah.
One. You got one. Well, I plan to make 2. I want Pahokee, Canal Point to have a shared office. And I want Belglade and South Bay to have another office. And those offices will be filled from people from this community. We're not transplanting anyone from the east and bring them west. Because I want you guys to tell me on a daily basis what your issues are so I can solve them. And in closing, I also plan to make local community groups like how you guys came here tonight. And I want to put you guys on a committee where when I talk about stuff at the commission in Palm Beach County and the east side, you guys can come there with your concerns from your community and we can solve them together because it's not it's we that's going to make this happen. Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Okay,
All right.
closing remarks.
Closing remarks, we're gonna start with, Alexia.
Alexandra.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Jesus. Alexandra.
Such a pleasure being here tonight. I love seeing how engaged you all are, how passionate you all are for our community and each other. And I love seeing how excited everyone is to vote in these upcoming elections. Everyone is so engaged and committed, and that's really exciting to see. And I just want to go over some really quick dates one more time. The next election is the primary election, and that is August 18th. You have 4 more days to register to vote. If you need to check the status of your registration to make sure that you are in fact registered, that you are registered within the political party that you would like to vote in. Again, you have 4 more days to do so, and you have 4 more days to get registered and to make those necessary changes. If you still need to register, we have forms at our booth in the back for you to register to vote. And I also want to quickly go over some other dates for the primary election. The deadline to request a vote by mail ballot is August 6th. So if you want to skip the lines altogether, if you aren't necessarily in favor of going to the polls on election day, and if you want to skip out on early voting, I think that vote by mail is another great alternative. We mail that out to you, you fill out the ballot at the comfort of your own home, mail it back to our office, and we count your vote. The time to request that ballot be mailed to your home is August 6th. And one more time, early voting is another great way to vote. That is open from August 8th until August 16th. Again, if you are doing early voting, you can make an appointment and you can visit any of the 28 early voting locations around the county, not just the one that you have been assigned to. So we have 3 different ways to vote. I hope that you'll be able to find at least one way that suits you. And again, it's really great to see how engaged and committed and passionate you all are. It's been a privilege from that vision.
Yes, thank you.
We have Ms. Pamela.
Thank you again, and to echo what Alexandra said, it's been an honor to be here, such a privilege to be here, and see the energy and the passion and do what she said, go home and call 10 people. And so that you call 10 people, okay? It's really important. Other one thing that I wanted to mention to you, in order to go vote, you need a valid ID, driver's license or whatever, or Florida ID, okay? Or the kids can, if they have a permit, that'll work. It has to be valid. Now, you're gonna need to check and see if your license expires before the elections in November, okay? Or if you need, if you have to renew your driver's license or something like that. We are connected with an organization that's called Vote Writers. Vote Writers is an NGO. It's got this free service. They will help you get your documents. If you are going to get your driver's license for the first time or an ID and you need your social security, you need your birth certificate, these folks will help you get them. They will pay for those documents. They will pay for you to have an Uber to take you to the DMV to get it, okay? All right, so if you need a birth certificate or social security, they will help you. Stop at my table as you leave and I will give you a card that has their contact information, okay? And once again, I just want to say for the League of Women Voters, if there's anything, anywhere that we can do, please call us. We are at your service.
So I'll just piggyback on everybody. It's really incredible to see your energy and your passion. And it starts tonight. And it is up to you. This is your community. Your vote matters. We know that there is a need for education. Please visit lwvpbc.org for more information, and also look for communications from Commissioner King regarding another educational opportunity about Vote 411 to learn what is on your ballot. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Ms.
Marcia.
Andrews, you're on.
Thank you so much. And I want to thank again Vice Mayor Isabella McDonald and Commissioner King, the League of Women Voters, the Supervisor of Elections, Mr. Alfred Fields from the NAACP, the mayors that were out last week, Meg Weinberger. We have done something really important over the last couple of weeks. We have opened up a dialogue that we have not had. I've been with you for 16 years and I'm out on the ground in the Tri-Cities all of the time. But this town hall style that we're doing to make sure that we get information so that we can make the right choices in electing our leaders is a big deal through educating the people at the town hall. I want to challenge Vice Mayor McDonald as well as Commissioner King. After the elections, even as we're getting ready to go to the elections, we may have new leaders. I'm not running again. My seat is open. Somebody new will be sitting here. We need to schedule town halls throughout the year. It's nice to go to the commission meeting, but when you can have an open forum and people can talk about whatever their issues are, bring people out, the leaders that you voted for. You said you wanted them because you voted for them in a town hall setting and hold all of us, including me, accountable to answer the questions. And this came up because we want to make sure everybody's informed. It's nonpartisan. But when you open up a town hall just to answer questions on education, on housing, on whatever it is with your elected leaders, they've got to respond to you. And I love this. I think it's a new day. Started last week at South Bay. It was fabulous. I'm looking at the energy tonight. We've hit something really important, and I'm just challenging Vice Mayor McDonald as well as Commissioner King and all of the elected officials, including me. I'm still in until November. That we're going to get together and figure out how we can do more of these to hear the voice of the people. We work for the people. It's not about us. We work for you. And you have to demand through your elected officials to hold us accountable with town halls. And it started with the Legal Women Supervisor of Election. The mayor was here last week of Palm Beach County. Everybody was jumping. And we don't want to just jump during election time. We need to be jumping for you 24/7, 365 days a year. Thank you for all you do, everybody from Pahokee, Canal Point, South Bay, the Glades region, and certainly our presenters. I promise you, I'm going nowhere, even though I'm terming out of my position because I'm retiring. But whoever gets elected to the school board, I'm going to be holding them accountable. But until November, you can keep holding me accountable to get back in front of you to do the things that you want me to do, because this is fabulous stuff right here. I love it. Thank you and congratulations to everyone.
I'm gonna say, Mr. Field, for last, I got one last resource personnel here in the community, gonna introduce herself and let us know what resource.
Thank you so much. Hi, I'm Kelly Powell, and I am with Community Partners of South Florida. Most people know us out here through our Bridges program, right down
Main Street.
Yeah, yeah, that one. And not only that, we also have mentoring programs at Pahokee Elementary. We have case management and therapy out here. So we're just trying to actually expand more services out here. Love what you're doing. Absolutely amazing. We want to get a larger footprint out here. We know the services need to be enriched even more. So please, if you need help, please go by Bridges. They can help you. I do want to say one thing about property taxes again. Many of the employees of nonprofits out here, their jobs will be in jeopardy. Many of our employees, their jobs will be in jeopardy because the funding that a lot of our nonprofits get are from county dollars, community services dollars, Children's Services Council, and that's where the money is going to get cut. So the other thing is our fear is employees who are your residents of this community could potentially lose their job. So please vote, please vote. The voice is so important. We want to make sure that everyone is secure. So thank you.
Now, to close us out, close us out, President Fields, you have it.
Thank you again. I appreciate the opportunity to be with you guys. Again, I apologize for not being able to put my feet in the muck today. I truly miss it, and I do love when I get back home all the time. And I want to say thank you to Vice Mayor McDonald and Commissioner King for your work and your efforts in putting this together over the last couple of weeks. And it needs to just keep growing. Ms. Andrews, our school board commissioner who has served so faithfully over the years, said it so eloquently. And so I am already making her the next honorary president of the NAACP of the Glades area, which we are looking forward to get started in the Glades area. We're here about making sure you understand what's going on in your community, making sure we educate, making sure we help you hold those who you put in charge of your rights accountable. That's what the NAAC has been about for the last over 100 years, since 1909. And we plan to continue to do that. But we can't do it without your help and without you getting involved. What we do is based on what the community is asking us to do and what the community is getting involved. The NAACP is only made up of citizens like you and me. We hold no political office. We don't get paid. We're out fighting to make sure that our communities are what we desire them to be. And so I want to encourage you to continue to be part of these type meetings, join other civic-minded organizations that are out there working to do the same thing, and to make sure that our communities are the best that they can be, that our children will enjoy the same rights that we've enjoyed over the past decades, and hopefully they will be even stronger and better, and we don't go backwards. So I'm so happy to see all of those that are sitting in the audience and taking in this information and participating. But most of all, I'm encouraged by the effort that's going to take place when you leave those four walls today, knowing that you're going to make those 10 calls, knowing that you're going to go back to your churches and talk to your members and your pastors, knowing that you're going to make sure you call your representatives and make sure they understand that you're listening and you're watching and you're making sure they do what they promised that they would do for you when they were campaigning, when they were coming out and standing in front of you, knocking on your doors, visiting your churches. It's your job to make sure that they do their job that you hired them to do. So again, I say thank you to those who had anything to do with the putting on of this. Thank you to all of the participants. I so enjoy seeing what's happening again, like Commissioner Andrews said. This is exciting and awesome, and we look forward to the continued growth. And I'm ready to be on the ground, my feet in the muck, so we can do what we need to do to make sure our cities in the Glades area are the best that they can be. So again, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's get this done.
That's right.
Please, continue. Whatever I need to do to help, just let me know. 561-723-9420. I'm in the building and you all are. Thanks again for letting me be a part of it.
Doc's gonna close us out in the prayer, so everybody to stand and.
Once again, give honor to the Spirit of God and to everybody who came out tonight, God. Yeah, right now, God, as we get ready to depart this place, God, that you grant all of us traveling mercy, oh God. We thank you for the information that we have heard tonight. Now we need to utilize what we have heard and give it out to our community. So God, as we leave this place, God, we thank you for the opportunity to come out and have our meeting. We thank you, God, for your Holy Spirit, God, that has guided us on safely until we keep being here. We thank you in your Son, Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Thank you guys for joining
Thank
us.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Excellent job. Excellent
All
job.
right. Y'all have a good
Thank you.
evening.
Have a
Bye-bye.
good evening.